Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm always blessed that you come, that you follow, that you watch, that you learn, and that you share. And thank you for that. And thank you for your comments and subscribing too. So today, this is an interesting message from the Galactics. It's the powers of positivity. And at the end of this video, it ties in with an extra message that I received about debilitating diseases such as MS, Alzheimer's, dementia. So it's very interesting to know this and to learn from this. So today I'm going to start off with a poem, Our Mystical World. Our world is mystical, full of beauty beyond belief. This needs to be your focus to rid yourselves of grief. What appears around you is an illusion at best. Our planet is being rearranged. It's releasing itself out of the game. Do not become insane or worried or feeling fearful anymore. This powerful eclipse will change all forevermore. Awakenings are happening even more. In the meantime, relax and be free from all the negatives being released. You are being led to your heart. Remember to always be in touch. No matter what you see or hear, old ways are being released into our atmosphere, bringing us all to our knees as we now begin to see how important our heart needs to be. As it's your guidance, your journey, follow it through, leading you all down your path of truth. Listen, breathe, meditate, receive. Now I channeled all of this message, so I'm just going to read it to you. We are about to enter into a powerful eclipse, which will create upheaval in both positive and negative ways, unleashing of all that was to an awakening where most everyone will rise above, seeing from different eyes, connecting to their hearts, knowing logic goes out the window. Feelings are where we start. Releasing all worries, fears, and pain. Knowing this behavior keeps you in the game. Being able to set yourselves free from all pain, heartache, and misery. Being led to your true self. Remembering who you truly are. Not what you've been, but knowing all love and peace comes from within. Years that have come and gone are memories that don't belong. Release them from your soul as you carry it from long, 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 long time ago. From our past once lived, once known, the dreadful experiences we overcame, as we will never live that life again. Onwards and upwards we will rise. Our earth is manifesting a big surprise. So hang on tight through all these dreadful truths that will arise. Must be brave, must be strong. Once it's over, it will all be gone. Now, how to stay positive. Say every day, this is so important, I rise above what I see to a higher place of equality. I'll repeat it. I rise above what I see to a higher place of equality. And then again, every day, I am the light, I am the love, I am the truth, I am. And then during your day, instead of focusing on any pain that you have, any loss that you've been experiencing, anything you could possibly see that's negative, don't fall into it. Stop when you come across stuff like that and just say things like, I am joyful. I am free. I am powerful beyond belief. I am guided daily. I am protected always. I am happy. I am love. I am open to receiving my guidance from above. This is how you live your life, not in fear and not in strife. Do you really need to know what's going on? Only if it helps you shine on. But if it makes you sad or fearful too, then you need to work more on self to get through. Now, if you notice, the powerful messages come to me through poems. So I never know what I'm going to say. And all of this just flowed out in a poetry, which is nice. So before I go, they want me to share with you. Okay, so let me tell you this. As you know, if you've been watching my channel, I'm always connected to my higher self. My relationship every day is only with my higher self. If, channelings come through from other people or I see things that are negative, I always ask my higher self, is this truth? Do I want to read this? It's usually no. Of course, sometimes it's yes. If you happen to be a Facebook friend of mine and I do share a channeling to you, it's because I've already checked. It's definitely my truth. So it would be important for you to find out if it's yours. In any case, during this lockdown, and plus all these intense energies that have wiped me out, I actually also asked my guides to point me into the shows they want me to watch on Netflix. And they have been leading me to the 15th to the 17th century. Now, everything in life happens for a reason. And of course, I did not know the reason until I wrote all this down. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm going to share with you, I watched The Rain, which is not the rain that falls out of the sky, but it's the royal rain, Reign. And it's actually about Mary, Queen of Scots, her life, her marriage to King Francis in France, and again, England, Scotland, France seems to be the major countries involved around the 15th to the 17th century. Anyway, that's all I've watched. And the next film that I'm right in the middle of, or just entered into the second season, is called Tudors. And it's Tudors. And this one is about Henry VIII. So it's been interesting to see that Reign was about the queens and their life and their struggles. And King Henry VIII obviously is about a male, and it's totally a different thing to be a queen versus a king. To be a woman, especially during these times, and I'm going to tell you from this time forward until pretty much my generation, until possibly before that. I'm going to say possibly because I don't know, so no sense bringing it up. So what it does is it shows all the old rules, and a lot of countries still follow these rules, especially countries that are third world countries. And their old religious fights, I was shocked during these particular time, the 15th to the 17th century, it was religious wars, Protestants against Catholics. Now, that ought to tell you just right then and there that that's craziness. And people were beheaded if, or they were called, was it treason, if they didn't follow the rule of the king, which was either Catholic or Protestant. And that is totally ridiculous. But you see this religious poison has extended its way, not as bad, into our lives. It shows the religious fights against Protestant and Catholics, the sex, the slavery, the killings, and all the diseases. Now, another interesting thing that I noticed was obviously we didn't have the medical, they didn't have the doctors and the medical know-how that we have today. But even though they healed themselves naturally, so they overcame a lot of stuff by what God put on our planet. And we are going back to that because pharmaceuticals are lab created. You have no idea what you're swallowing, what you're ingesting, and how it's affecting your body. Now, women were pretty much men's playthings. That's the easiest way to say it. I mean, a king could have multiple women, mistresses. If they didn't want their wife, they could set her up for treason and cut her head off. This is what was going on. And trust me, it was horrible being a royal. I'm sure it was just as bad being a royal in this lifetime too. It's just eye-opening is all I can say. But now if a queen wanted to have a relationship outside of her marriage, she would be beheaded. So a king could do whatever he wants, kind of like how it was in the 60s, in the 40s. How women weren't smart enough, they couldn't hold jobs, they didn't have any of the jobs that they have now. I mean, maybe women were nurses, but they were never a doctor, never a teacher, never a lawyer, never a dentist, nothing that required any kind of brain activity. And the women were 100% scorned. I can't read my writing. I'm waiting to say, I don't know. And constantly raped by men. It was just such a horrible time. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is even though our time seems better, it's better in a lot of ways, but then and again, it's not. But also these memories linger on as we are a sum total of all our lives. I want you to understand that even though you are a man or a woman, a child, whatever in this lifetime, you have lived other lifetimes, and much more than one. It wasn't just one past life. You've probably been here 1,000,000 times, 500 times, 5,000 times. Do you see where I'm going with this? Is all of those lifetimes that you and I don't remember are carried in our soul memory. It is in our soul memory, which has brought on all the stuff that goes on currently. Another point, which I just learned an hour ago, was current illnesses can stem from this time period. And I'm talking something like debilitating diseases, such as paralysis and being in prison, which can be a disease in a sense, or contacting dementia or alzheimer's, MS, or the accidents that some people get into and become paralyzed. You see, this all stems from a previous incarnation. And it doesn't matter which one, because you chose to have this experience because of one of these previous carnations. So all can be eradicated just by your frame of mind. Now, people tend to get angry, they get irritated, they get tired, they're full of pain, which I can totally understand if you experience a lot of pain, how horrible it is. But maybe understanding that this was created by something that you did maybe in one of these lifetimes. Maybe you were a person who chopped off people's heads and enjoyed it. Now, of course, if you had to do something against your will, it's not the same as the feeling of enjoyment doing it. And the killings that they did, and the slaughtering that they did, and all the people standing around and watching and loving it was just disgusting to me. But the point is that as you carry any anger towards yourself for any of these issues, it locks you deeper into your medical problem. So you acknowledge that I have this illness because of something I did in a prior lifetime. Not this poor me attitude or I hate myself attitude. You've got to overcome it by, number one, you know it, you realize it, you start forgiving, you send love and forgiveness to all the people you've harmed in all your lifetimes. And all you need to do is go out of your aura and say, please forgive me for all the harm and the stress and the pain that I've caused any of you in a prior life. And I hope that you forgive me too. And that releases you from the karma. And then practicing love, peace, harmony, and wisdom at all times. Wisdom, peace, love, and harmony does not equate to judging others, to separating yourself from others, to understanding that we are all one. And for only if you're around people that are not on your frequency, that you don't particularly enjoy being around because they're extremely negative people, send them off with peace and love. You don't call them on the phone and tell them you're going to do this. You just take yourself out of your aura and say their name and I send you peace and love, and then just let them go. Because eventually they either will or will not awaken, and that's not your problem. So that is the message for the day. Very powerful, very knowledgeable, and I hope you heed to the message by understanding, by being positive, and by releasing your past lives out into the universe and forgiving and asking for forgiveness. Thank you for coming, for joining. And oh, by the way, my shirt says, love never fails. Love never fails. That's the truth. That's what we're here for, to learn about unconditional love of all. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. And please remember to subscribe. If you want to be notified, you hit the bell below the video, or just below the video on the right-hand side. And commenting, emailing me, and please share. Thanks again. And have a very, very, very magical, mystical day.